I'm sitting here in Miyazaki, Japan, under beautiful blossom trees. Super unique experience. How did I end up in Japan? This was not in my plans when I packed my bag and moved to the States.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. All right. So I took an extra day off to quick go out and see these blossom trees. And I think blossom season is so interesting because these trees are so beautiful, but they look dead 99% and then they bloom like only for barely 2 weeks.
Yep, less than 2 weeks. It's funny, they look dead 99% of the time in a year, and they suddenly bloom.
And just like in a day, it like bloom out, and then
a day is enough for them to bloom.
Yeah, I mean we've been trying to chase this blossom when we have time off from our busy schedules, working like as many people we work. So even if you live in Japan, like finding a time like this to sit under blossom trees are really hard. And I mean, it rains right now. A sunny day is even hotter.
Yeah.
So yeah, but we have a little tent here, and yeah. So
we're in a beautiful camping
yeah.
spot, and now we got our surfboards lined up back there, and we're gonna have camp. Then we're gonna hit a morning surf tomorrow.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
I'm excited for the surf tomorrow.
Me too.
Take out my shortboard, see how that goes.
Yeah, let's see.
All right, let's start with our relationship, right?
Yes, we're talking about relationship.
Yeah, so it's quite...
Am I going to be talking about my relationship or your relationship?
I don't know. You can start with what you prepare your questions.
Okay.
All right. And first of all,
right.
Cheers.
Kanpai.
Kanpai. Need beer for this one.
It's actually almost empty. Okay, so I got some questions lined up for you.
Okay.
When you moved to the States, what did you expect in your romantic life?
When I moved to the States, I definitely really want to meet someone. I was kind of chasing in the beginning, to be honest. But
chasing for who?
I was chasing for this like surf guy that could teach me how to surf because I really wanted to surf. I mean, I kind of was seeing this kind of California dude, like blonde guy. I like blue eyes kind of deal, but I don't know. If he had a good style, like an adventure personality was definitely what I was going for.
I'm offended now.
And don't be. I didn't know better. I was young. I didn't know better.
It's such a stereotypical Californian surfer, dude.
Super stereotypical, to be honest. And yeah, what about you though? Did you expect something when you moved to California?
I was there to study. Like I was there to study math, economics, to satisfy my parents.
So okay,
I was not looking for any. I don't want to say any, but I was just there to graduate school, and come back.
One party.
Yeah.
You can't miss that part.
Sure. Then somehow I ended up partying a lot. I managed school and parties pretty well. And then somehow ended up getting pretty romantic.
Yeah. So let's get into that. You had some questions.
Yes, I do.
All right, let's start to ask those questions.
Yeah. Okay, so now you are with me, a dude from Japan, which is probably surprising for you from the expectation that you had when you just moved to the States. Because I don't have blonde hair. I got dark brown eyes, and I was pretty stuck at surfing back in the day, so I was definitely not the one you were looking for at the time.
Yeah.
But now you've been with me, and okay, so when you moved to the States, were you even interested in Asian or Japanese people to date?
I mean, in Sweden, to be honest, we don't have that many Asian people. So
You guys don't have any actually.
no, it's kind of weird. I have to say, we are multicultural, but we just don't have that many Asians, and so that was just not on my mind, to be honest. For me, like when I date a guy, I have a personality and adventure and chemistry has always been the most important thing. You kinda, to be honest, like I can speak for some of us girls at least, that you maybe go for that ultimate guy with the blue eyes and blonde brown hair, whatever you want, and end up being a big disappointment in the bed. So without saying too much in that,
What?
no, I don't mean like that. It's like, obviously, like when you go for the look you want, the chemistry might not be there, you know? It's all about chemistry at the end of the day. So even like if you go for like the good, like the guy that you think is the best looking guy, it might not be that once you get in bed.
Totally understandable.
And
Okay.
maybe it's the same for like you guys too, you know, like you hit up with a really beautiful girl and it's just like not as you expected when it comes to chemistry in bed.
I think for us, it kind of works out differently in bed. Like, in bed, probably okay, but in reality, in the daily life, it can get crazy. You know, Johnny Depp thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But yeah, my beer hasn't kicked in yet, so I'm not ready to talk about stuff in bed yet. I think you're quite buzzed up.
No, I'm not. I just started to talk and I
Alright,
don't
so
know.
this episode opened up pretty nicely.
Yeah, we will do a lot of editing here, but
No, we don't.
okay. But okay, at the end, like finding someone you love is like all about chemistry. And obviously, I saw you first time. Like you were so cute and beautiful coming in with such a good vibe. So I feel first time I saw you, your vibes was just the best. Always, every time I hanged out with the group. We went through a lot of shit together with the group, and you always kept a good vibe, and I felt that you were just a strong person in that sense.
Is there any memorable episode or story?
Well, we went to Mexico.
We did.
Yeah, that was quite crazy.
And we went to this district area called Rosarito. I think there are some good spring break destinations, for example, Cancun. It's not that, it's only 30 minutes away from the border, which is you get to Tijuana and you keep driving for another 20 minutes and you get to this place called Rosarito. I think this is a popular destination for Mexican people, I think.
I mean,
we didn't see that many Americans there, eh?
Well, I did some research before going to Rosarito because, you know, it was my first time crossing the border to Mexico, so
Exciting.
it was exciting, but I also want to check if it was safe and how come like no tourists go there anymore. And apparently like it was a huge tourist attraction for foreigners too. But
was it back in the day?
Back in the day, it's
Okay.
like an old 80s kind of resort where a lot of Americans especially came
Right
to.
on.
And then the cartel, I guess, kind of took it over more and more, so less tourists came. However, I think when we were there that it was a lot of foreigners too, and it was during spring break, so it was a lot of college students wanted to party. But mostly it was Mexicans that were there, and to be honest, I thought that was better because then you really were close to the partying Mexicans.
Sure.
And their vacation mode, and they had an amazing vibe. So I was really happy to have that like kind of local vibe around when I was there.
Yeah.
So
The best tacos ever.
oh yeah, $1 tacos. Oof.
It was even 50 cents.
Maybe 50 cents on that, and just like these happy people, like, you know, I didn't know much entering Mexico, like unfortunately, like you just hear often the bad things, but once you meet people, like Mexican people were such a nice people, and I felt like when I was when I was sad one time, there like I even had some people come up to me like, oh, how are you, like, and they helped me home, paid a taxi one time actually when I was a little bit drunk.
They did.
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
So they were overall like very nice people. I ended up my last night playing guitar and they were singing with me. Like it was like an unreal moment. Just
Beautiful.
it was so beautiful. But yeah, this trip wasn't smooth because we trust our best friend Joey, who booked one room for 4 people, and we were 8 people.
No, I think we were 13.
And actually, if I think about it, all the San Diego boys showed up, so we were like 13 boys, and 3 Swedish girls were supposed to fit in. And obviously, the place was like, no. So the first 4 that signed in, which was me, the 2 Swedish girls, like we 3, and Joey, we had a bed, but some of you didn't have a bed.
Like, not some of us, like a lot of us didn't have a room to stay for a week.
Well, the San Diego boys could just cross the border, but the Japanese bro, what happened with the Japanese bro? Please tell the story.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. I was quite okay with the situation because I was quite optimistic that time.
Positive, dude.
Yeah, I thought either I could sneak into the hotel or I might get lucky, ending up with a good-looking Mexican local girl and probably have a place to stay.
Yeah, we were not dating this time.
We were not that time. So I was like, yeah, that's okay. I'm gonna hang out. I'm gonna follow the plan. Probably gonna sleep in a different place, but I'm gonna get lucky tonight. That was my mindset.
Yeah. But so what I remember is that we wake up in the morning. The other 2 American guys sneaked in. Even like one of the guys came in with like his pants was ripped because he got stuck in the fence.
Yeah.
So they were sneaking in.
I tried that. There was a back door from the beach side. I hopped on the fence and there were multiple spotlights lit me up, and the security guards ran towards me and like, what are you doing? Like, oh, like I'm staying here. Like, what's your room? And I didn't even know the room number, and I think it's around the corner. No, you don't stay here. Like, you're not staying here. Get out next time you get arrested. Okay. Then that night I ended up sleeping on the beach, which was quite a good experience.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, waking up and then you just walk down and we find you on the beach like this. Like I felt so bad seeing you like just like shaking, because actually even if it was spring,
It got cold.
It got
during the
really
night.
cold during the night. It's like I was at least down to 15 degrees, I think. So you were in the same party clothes. I think you had the same outfit for all those 4 days too.
I think so.
Yeah.
Not for the full 4 days, but I probably brought only
Yeah.
2 pairs of clothes. I
So
think.
what did you do over the night?
I kept partying just because I knew that it was too cold to sleep. So I tried to stay in the club as much as I could. Then club ended around like 4 o'clock. Then it still had 2 hours until the sunrise, and I hopped on this local Mexican people's bonfire. There were multiple bonfires on the beach, and like, hello guys, hola como estas. I didn't speak English that time. They didn't speak English.
Yeah.
But that was the only Spanish phrase that I knew. But they were so welcoming, and I just sat by the bonfire and try to mingle around with the people, and they were so welcoming. I had a good time, I think.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, yeah. But what happened later though? Cause like, so while we were our last night, they had jacuzzi on this place and everything. We were just sitting in the jacuzzi, like me and the girls and Joey. We had a good time. We were sleeping. But then suddenly we got a phone call from San Diego, and it was our friend Sam or whatever, and we find out that you guys got chased by the police. Can you tell that story?
Oh,
what
yeah,
happened?
yeah. Yeah. This is actually a crazy story. Okay, so it was our last day. Josephine, you were staying there for 2 extra days, but I was leaving with some boys And I still left my backpacks and stuff in the hotel. And during the day, security guards are pretty loose. So we went into the hotel, like it's actually condo, from the back door, from the beach side, packed up our stuff. Then we were quite stupid enough to take the front door, which had a lot of security guards waiting. And like we showed up with a bunch of stuff with like 3-4 dudes. And they remembered our face because, you know, like 3 buffed American guys with 1 Asian. That's such a, like, you know, hangover 2 move.
You guys
know?
were not buff back then.
Yeah, well, we were buffed enough as a junior. Sophomore in college. Was it sophomore?
Maybe
Freshman, I
Joey
think?
was the buff one.
Yeah,
Maybe talking about you,
But what I'm saying, like
Casey and
one
Sam.
one Asian.
No,
and
Casey's buff. I mean, Kansas and Sam and you.
Yeah.
You were I don't know. We're gonna show a picture.
But yeah, we were so unique, characteristic in the condo. So for the security guards, it was so easy to identify that we didn't stay there. Especially we got in a big trouble on the first day. Then like, what are you guys doing here? How did you get in? Policia. I think it means police.
Police, yeah, of course.
I think so. And they started chasing us, and we ran to the back door and kept running on the beach.
But did you guys see the police though?
Oh yeah, we did, and we grabbed a taxi and like to the border, and I think the taxi had to drive past the condo, and there were 2 police cars waiting, and they actually called the police, and police officers showed up, and we tried to, you know, duck under the seat.
So did the police car like drive off to the taxi? Or
No, they didn't.
You just saw the police showing up.
We ran so fast on the beach, so
with your stuff like.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
But that was pretty scary. Then we crossed the border back to the States, kissed the ground.
Oh my god.
Back to the States.
And while you guys did that, we were in the jacuzzi.
God.
Yeah.
Funny story.
Yeah, we had a pretty nice time. Well, okay, so back to the relationship stuff. Like, that's kind of... I felt like this whole thing was just like, you just didn't complain. But also, you always kept a good vibe and happy. And it was like the first time I really got to spend time with you, because before we never really hanged out. So
also, I didn't speak English.
You
at the
didn't
time,
speak
so
English.
It was quite hard for me to communicate with Josephine.
Yeah, so, but the little thing you communicated then, like, you know, that's kind of the first time that I kind of, as a friend, got eyes for you. Like, I was like, oh, I love this guy's vibe, and like, he's so humble, and like, you know, I thought you were so ahead than the other guys that were around. So
You know why? I think I only understood only the 30% of the whole situation.
probably. But I think generally, like, no, it was no. Because, like, it was one time I really tried to sneak you in on the hotel, and you'd be like, no, I can't. I don't want to piss off the guard. I'm okay. Like, you know, it was like...
just dead scared.
You were probably dead scared. Okay, I don't know, but I think you never complained. And even knowing you now, how much English you speak, like, you wouldn't complain in this situation.
I think I would still enjoy the situation, and I
Yeah.
think I can handle well.
Yeah.
I think we handled it pretty well there.
All right, let's move forward. What is the next question?
So that was the pretty much the first solid impression.
Impression of each other. Oh, I mean, did you have an impression of me on that trip?
I kind of didn't notice about you until much later.
Yeah.
Until the summer, we had only 2 of us together.
Yeah.
There was a summer semester, and everyone went home, and we were pretty much the only one stayed in Santa Barbara. And
So
we had
it
a
was
whole
never
2
a
months.
love at first sight with
No,
us.
we were just friends.
We were just friends. But did you think anything of me when you saw me for the first time?
Just cute girl, plays soccer, fun to party with, talks a lot, which I appreciate.
Being scared away a lot of people. I start to talk about politics too much.
I think so. Well, you were very challenging. You were challenging a lot of American guys. Especially we had Donald Trump as the president that time.
Yeah, I
Big
think,
time to talk about the politics.
Oh yeah, no, I think I was more of the challenging character when it comes to you say. I don't know, I was so curious, and I like to talk.
Yeah.
I like to talk.
Yeah, so that was my first impression. Like you were definitely cute. I think, but never thought dating with you.
Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting. It took time. I feel like it was just the process of getting to know each other.
Yeah, especially when you're in freshman, sophomore year. I was not thinking about getting a girlfriend. I was just more doing my stuff.
Yeah.
So I just never thought about actually having a girlfriend that time.
So like, when was the first time that you like, oh, I start to have a little bit feelings for her?
Definitely my first move at this local dive bar called Sharky's. I think this is like how a relationship can start. Like you go to a bar together, you both kind of get shit faced and start making out. Then you kind of start having a feeling after making out.
I feel, yeah, like for me it was definitely I wasn't even thinking about, like, I really enjoyed that summer with you. Like we got to know each other in a really good friend level, and I felt like really safe around you. So when stuff happened in my apartment, I always ran to your apartment and like just love hanging out with you during that time.
I also had this bagel making machine, super easy machine.
Yeah.
You put buns on the top and bottom, and you put in eggs, bacon, whatever the stuff you want to have for the breakfast.
Dude, I
wait for 20 seconds and perfect bagel.
Already
can
a
be done.
tip I can give you right now. If you want to get a girl, especially if you're in
In
college,
college.
feed her. Give her food.
Make breakfast for her.
Make a breakfast for her.
It can be the shittiest breakfast ever. That's fine. Like, she
I don't
will
know.
appreciate.
Dude, we all were poor, and that bagel was just like super nice. But yeah, so for me it was like, I didn't think about it really, but then you kissed me and I was like, oh, I haven't felt that feeling before. Like I've been kissing some guys in my life, but I have not felt that like chemistry. I felt such a chemistry for the first time you kissed me. Yeah. But I was like, oh, what is this? I don't have time for this. I'm gonna play my soccer season, and like, so I was kind of pushing you away.
Yeah, you were in the middle
afterwards.
of the season.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was like, let me just end the season. And then we kind of picked it up again, and I was thinking to like just go home to Sweden after the season, but ended up coming back and decided to continue my degree in Sweden and transfer to Hawaii. And I was like, yeah, I have a JB to come back to, and you know, I still like as a good friend, but now I was obviously quite interested in you then. Then I was like, I want to date this guy. But I did come back for like my like degree.
Yeah.
You were, actually I had a dream when I was in Sweden. So I was supposed to be in Sweden for good. But I got a really strong dream that it was brutal dream. It's like I saw my hometown just like explode, like a big bomb just destroyed it.
Whoa.
And then I saw you on the other side, and that I should go there.
Interesting.
It was somewhere like
Was I just smiling on the other side?
It
like
was
I
this
in
like
Mexico?
sunny like Californian view that like you should go here. It's nothing for you. The only thing that is here in my hometown is death. And I don't know why this dream was so brutal, but it was like,
a quite extreme dream.
It was so strong that like I almost wanted to talk to a medium, but it was like coming from deep, like you should go back to California, and he's waiting for you there. So I got a big intuition.
I was hanging out.
Yeah.
I was maybe waiting. Would it be, I was thinking, would it be very nice if Josephine comes back and we can hang out again?
Yeah, you were probably more chill. I had more like a strong... I think I just had a strong intuition to go back to you. And then I came back and I didn't have anywhere to stay, so I stayed under your bed. Bunk bed.
Yeah, it was not even a bunk bed. It was just a single bed, and we put another mattress underneath of the single bed.
But
and
you
we
came
made a
always
bunk
under
bed.
the
Yeah. I think it's such a college thing.
Yeah.
When you have a girlfriend, you sleep on that single bed. It's super tiny,
Yeah.
small, but
Yeah.
it was definitely a good time. And
Yeah.
that was how we started seeing each other, dating.
Yeah, we definitely starting our dating period there.
Yep.
But you were quite unsure to get into a relationship because I was going to Hawaii.
Yeah. Josephine was transferring to another university in Hawaii, and I was planning to stay in Santa Barbara for UCSB. So I just didn't see the relationship was gonna last, but I think we somehow like managed a long distance. I think this long distance relationship can be a whole another episode. Can we talk about it in
This
another time
episode is
deeply?
definitely about how we met.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so nice to think back what really happened. Like there were actually so many details that were in my head that I didn't speak up in this episode, and it's like I feel pretty
But
good.
what would,
I love
like,
you, Josephine.
I love you too. I love you too. How did you feel like during that time we were dating? I know your brain was like, no, she's Swedish, this will not work. But like, what made you finally take that decision to be like, all right, I'm going to Sweden this summer with her?
Yeah, it's like always your brain tells you this, but your heart is telling you this. I think that was the thing.
Your heart?
I think so.
Because like it was a long process actually. I don't know, I was just like, I got in love. Like as soon as I started dating you, I just fell so in love with you. Like I actually did fall deeply in love with you right away, and you were just like not ready for a relationship, and for me, like I guess I had this strong dream and feeling for you, so I was like, I don't care if I'm going to Hawaii, we're gonna solve it, it's gonna be alright. Like I wasn't stressing about that. But you just like, it took a couple of months for you to actually like, okay.
Yeah.
Was it any like specific, like did anything happen, or like you just like decided one day to go with it?
I think it was a natural process. I visited Sweden, your hometown,
Yeah.
got to know about you guys, your family, your culture much better. And the more I get comfortable with you and your culture background, the more being ready for a relationship.
Yeah, interesting.
I think that was that. But yeah, I think my camera's record limit is running out. So
All right,
I think we gotta wrap up.
Yeah, so this was an episode about how we met.
Hopefully you guys got a little bit curious about our future episode about long distance. Like we are one of the ones who really managed a long distance, long term.
We're one of the couple who got married. We got married through paper. I was in Sweden, you were in Japan during COVID. That's a story too. So yeah, we have been fighting for our love, honestly, for many years, and we are up to 7 years. We've known each other for 8. So thank you so much for seeing this episode.
Thank you.
And it's a little bit dark. The sun has set, or is setting.
Now let's grill.
Let's grill some
Check
good.
some beers.
Yeah. All right.
Thank
Cheers.
you guys.